नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय. Respected Shrotas, welcome you all with all gratitudes and greetings. First of the Ekadashi of this season. From tomorrow, Chaturmasa starts for this year till November 1. Make use of these 4 sacred auspicious months, for that matter, any time in a year in a life. But these 4 months are very good for the Adhyatmic sadhakas, for committed sadhanas. See what best you can do, how best we can utilize these things. As regards our classes are concerned, same things will continue. We will start from tomorrow or restart our Bhashya Parayanam, Chandogya Upanishad. Second chapter we stopped after starting last year's Chaturmasa Kala. Ishakena Kata Prashna Mundamandukya Taittiriya Aitareya Shwethashwathara, all that we chanted. Chandogya we stopped because of some reason. So we'll continue in these 4 months. Chandogya we will do. Then Brahdaranyaka we will do. Then Gita Brahma Sutra Bhashya will do. The last one will be Gita Bhashya. Let us see how Lord blesses us. Maybe 10 or 15 minutes every day. We'll see what time we can do it. Now, as regards today's class is concerned, like every day, remember Brahma Tattva, Ishvara Tattva, Jaganmata Tattva, Devata Gana, Guru Gana, Shastra Gana. We need all their grace for us to have maturity. Maturity is through developing our these Vyaktitwas of Lokasevaka Adi. We have to grow spiritually. Let us meditatively, devotionally, with Shraddha do all these 5 sadhanas like every day of Vedic chanting, common sense thought, Mangalacharana Shloka Sankalpa, Upanishad Mantra Uchcharana, Upanishad Mantra Adhyayana with Bhashyam. Rigvedaha Navama Mandalam. Let us do the mantra number 86. Only one mantra today. It has more mantras. One Anuvaka, it has 40 above mantras. Start. ॐ अथ वेदपारायणं ऋग्वेदः नवममण्डलम् अथ षडशीतितमानुवाकः ॐ प्रत आशवः पवमानधीजवो मदा अर्षन्तिरघुजा इवत्मना दिव्याः सुपर्णा मधुमन्त इन्दवो मदिन्तमास परिकोशमासते प्रते मदा सोमतिरास आशवो सृक्षत रथ्यासो यथा पृथक् धेनुर्नवत्सं पयसाभिवज्रिणमिन्द्रमिन्दवो मधुमन्त ऊर्मयः अत्यो न हि यानो अभिवाजमर्षस्वर्वित्कोशं दिवो अद्रिमातरं वृषा पवित्रे अधिसानो अव्यये सोम पुनान इन्द्रियाय धायसे प्रत अश्विनीः पवमानधिजुवो दिव्या अस्रुरन्पयसा धरीमणि प्रान्तर्ऋषयस्ताविरीरसृक्षतये त्वा तृषिषाण वेदसः विश्वाधामानि विश्वचक्षरुग्भस प्रभोस्ते सतः परियन्ति केतवः व्यानशिः पवसे सोमधर्मभिः पतिर्विश्वस्य भुवनस्य राजसि उभयतः पवमानस्य रश्मियो ध्रुवस्य सतः परियन्ति केतवः यदि पवित्रे अधिमृज्यते हरिः सत्तानि यो न कलशेषु सीदति यज्ञस्य केतु भवते स्वद्वरः सोमो देवानामुपयाति निष्कृतम् सहस्रदारः परिकोशमर्षति वृषा पवित्रमध्ये तिरोरुवत राजा समुद्रं सद्यो विगाहते पामूर्मिं सजते सिन्धुशुश्रितः अध्यस्तात् सानुपवमानो अव्ययं नाभा पृथिव्या धरुणो महो दिवः दिवो न सानुस्तनयन्न चिक्रदध्यौश्चयस्य पृथिवी च धर्मभिः इन्द्रस्य सख्यं भवते विवेवीदत्सोमः पुनानः कलशेषु सीदति ज्योतिर्यज्ञस्य भवते मधुप्रियं पिता देवानां जनिता विभो वसुः दधाति रत्नं स्वदयोरपीच्यं मदिन्तमो मत्सर इन्द्रियो रसः अभिक्रन्दन् कलशं वाज्यर्षति पतिर्दिवः शतधारो विचक्षणः हरिर्मित्रस्य सदनेषु सीदति मर्मृजानो विभिः सिन्धुभिर्वृषा अग्रे सिन्धूनां पवमानो हर्षत्यग्रे वाचो अग्र्यो गोषु गच्छति अग्रे वाजस्य भजते महाधनं स्वायुधः श्रोतृभिः पूयते वृषा अयं मतवाञ्छकुनो यथा हितोऽव्ये ससारपवमान ऊर्मिणा तव क्रत्वा रोदसी अन्तरा कवे शुचिर्धिया पवते सोम इन्द्रते द्रापिं वसानो यजतो दिवि स्पृशमन्तरिक्षप्रा भुवनेश्वरभितः स्वर्णज्ञानो नभसाभ्यक्रमीत् प्रत्नमस्य विदरमा विवासति सो अस्य विषेम हि शर्म यच्छति यो अस्य धाम प्रथमं व्यानशे पदं यदस्य परमेव्यो मन्यतो विश्वा विसंयाति संयतः प्रो अयासीदिन्दुरिन्द्रस्य निष्कृतं सखा सख्युर्न प्रमिनाति सङ्गिरम् मर्य इव युवतिभिः समर्षति सोमः कलशेषतयाम्नापथा प्रबोधियो मन्द्रयुवो विपन्युवः पनस्युवः संवसन्नेष्वक्रमुः सोमं मनीषा अभ्यनूषतस्तु भोभिदेनव पयसे मम शिश्रयुः आनः सोमसंयतं पिप्युषेमि शमिन्दो भवस्व पवमानो अस्रिधम् या नो दोहते त्रिरहन्नसश्चुषि क्षुमद्वाजवन्मधुमत्सु वीर्यम् वृषामतेनां भवदे विचक्षणः सोमो अह्नः प्रतरीतोषसो दिवः ग्राणा सिन्धूनां कलशागम् हवीवशदिन्द्रस्य हार्द्या विषन्मनीषिभिः मनीषिभिः पवते पूर्व्यः कविर्नुभिर्यतः परिकोशागम् अचिक्रदत त्रितस्य नाम जनयन्मधुक्षरदिन्द्रस्य वायोः सख्याय कर्तवे अयं पुनान उषसो विरोचयदयं सिन्धुभ्यो अभवदुलोककृत अयं त्रिः सप्तदुदुहान आशिरं सोमो हृदे पवते चारुमत्सरः पवस्व सोम दिव्येषु धामसुसृजान इन्दो कलशे पवित्र आ सीदन्निन्द्रस्य जठरे कनिक्रदन्नृभिर्यतः सूर्यमारोहयो दिवि अत्रिभिः सुतः पवसे पवित्र आ इन्द्रविन्द्रस्य जठरेष्वाविशन् त्वं नृचक्षा अभवो विचक्षण सोमगोत्रमङ्गिरोभ्यो वृणोरप त्वां सोमपवमानं स्वाध्यो नु विप्रासो अमदन्नवस्य वः त्वां सुवर्ण अवरद्दिवस्परीन्दो विश्वाभिर्मतिभिः परिष्कृतम् अव्ये पुनानं परिवार ऊर्मिणा हरिं नवन्ते अभिसप्तधेनवः अपामुपस्ते अद्यायवः कविमृतस्य यो नामहिषा अहेषदा इन्दो पुनानो अतिगाहते मृधो विश्वानि कृण्वन् सुपधानि यज्ञवे गाह कृण्वानो निर्निजं हर्यतः कविरत्यो न क्रीडन परिवारमर्षदे हसश्च तशतधारा अभिश्रियो हरिं नवन्ते वता उदन्युवः क्षिवो मृजन्ति परिगोभिरावृतं तृतीये पृष्ठे अधिरोचने दिवः
तवेमाह प्रजा दिव्यस्य रेतसस्त्वं विश्वस्य भुवनस्य राजसि हतेदं विश्वं भवमानते वशे त्वमिन्द्रो प्रथमो धामधा असि त्वं समुद्रो असि विश्ववित्कवे तवेमाह पञ्चप्रदिशो विधर्मणि त्वन्द्यां च पृथिवीं चाधिजभृशे तव ज्योतिंषि पवमानसूर्यः त्वं पवित्रे रजसो विधर्मणि देवेभ्यः सोमपवमानपूयसे त्वामुषिजः प्रथमा अगृह्णदतुभ्येमा विश्वा भुवनानि येमिरे प्ररेव एत्यतिवारमव्ययं वृषा वनेष्वचक्रदद्धरिः सन्धीतयो वावशाना अनूशतशिशुं रिहन्ति मतयः परिनिप्नतं स सूर्यस्य रश्मिभिः परिव्यततन्तुं तन्वानस्त्रिवृतं यथा विदे नयनृतस्य प्रशिशो नवीयसीः पतिर्जनीनामुपयाति निष्कृतं राजा सिन्धूनां भवते पतिर्दिव ऋतस्य याति पतिभिः कनिक्रदत् सहस्रधारः परिषिच्यते हरिः पुनानो वाचं जनयन्नुपावसुः पवमानमह्यर्नो विधावसि सूरो न चित्रो अव्ययानि पव्यया गभस्ति पूतो नृभिरद्रिभिः सुतो महे वाजा यदन्या यदन्वसि धन्वसि इशमूर्जं अभ्यर्षसि श्येनो नवंसु कलशेषु सीदसि इन्द्राय मध्वा मद्यो मदस्सुतो दिवो विष्टम्ब उपमो विचक्षणः सप्तस्वसारो अभिमातरः शिशुन्नवं जज्ञानं जेन्यं विपश्चितम् अवाङ्गन्धर्वं दिव्यं नृचक्षसं सोमं विश्वस्य भुवनस्य राजसे ईशान इमा भुवना निवीयसे युजान इन्दो हरितः सुपर्ण्यः तास्ते क्षरन्तु मधुमद्घृतं वयस्तव व्रते सोम तिष्ठन्तु कृष्टयः त्वं ऋचक्षा असि सोम विश्वतः पवमानवृषभता विधावसि स नः पवस्व वसुमद्धिरण्यवद्वयं स्याम भुवनेषु जीवसे गोवित्पवस्व वसुविध्यरण्यवद् रेतोधा इन्दो भुवनेश्वरविदः त्वं सुवीरो असि सोम विश्ववित्तं त्वा विप्रा उपगिरेम आसते उन्मध्व ऊर्मिर्वदना अतिष्ठिपदपो वसानो महिषो विगाहते राजा पवित्ररथो वाजमारुहत्सहस्रपृष्टिर्जयति श्रवो बृहतो स वन्दना उदीयर्ति प्रजावतीर्विश्वायुर्विश्वाः सुबरा अहर्दिवि ब्रह्म प्रजावद्रयिमश्वस्त्यं वेद इन्दविन्द्रमस्मभ्यं याचतात् सो अग्रे अह्नां हरिर्हर्यतो मदः प्रचेतसा चेतयते अनुद्युभिः द्वाजना यातयन्नन्तरे यतेन राचशं सन्दैव्यं च धर्तरि अञ्जते व्यञ्जते समञ्जते क्रतुं रिहन्ति मधुनाभ्यञ्जते सिन्धोरुच्छ्वासे पतयन्तमुक्षणं हिरण्यपावाः पशुमासु गृह्णते विपश्चिते पवमानाय गायतमह्रि महीनधारात्यन्धो अर्षति अहिर्नचूर्णामतिसर्पति त्वसमद्यो मत्यो न क्रीडन्न सरदृशा हरिः अग्रे गो राजाप्यस्तविष्यते विमानो अह्नां भुवनेश्वर्पितः हरिर्घृतस्नुः सुदृशीको अर्णवो ज्योतिरतः पवते राय भोक्यः असर्जिस्कम्भो दिव उद्यतो मदः परित्रिधातुर्भुवनान्यर्षति हंसुं रिहन्ति मदयः पनिप्नतं गिरा यदि निर्निजं रुग्मिणो ययुः रते धारा अत्यण्वानिमेष्यः पुनानस्य संयतो यन्तिरं हयः यद्गोभिरिन्दो चम्वोः समज्य स आसुवानः सोमकलशेषु सीदसे पवस्व सोमकृतविन्न उक्थ्यो व्योवारे वरिदावमधुप्रियं जहि विश्वान् रक्षस इन्दो अत्रिणो बृहत् वदेम विदते सुवीराः ॐ शान्तिः 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 बिग वन टुडे but it was fantastic good
enjoy the Vedic chanting every day, my dear friends, in the class, even beyond. Now, in our today's simple common sense thought, day by day, the desire of wanting to have that divine experience has to be checked, rechecked, and if it is not there, made. If it is there, it is to be made stronger and stronger, intense and intense. The desire for that Atmanubhuti should become intense, deeper day by day. Whatever is required to be done to achieve that is worthy. Then we also must know that that needs the necessary sadhanas to be done for it. So therefore, just like that, without doing, we cannot get the results as human beings, as the ones who are given the karma adhikara. Therefore, O Lord, now I am not asking you to give me anything free. Let me do what is to be done. Give me that wisdom, conviction as to what to do and how to do. So let these also be become stronger in us. And in that, always two things. Our efforts in knowing what is to be achieved, what is to be done for it. And again, the divine Krupa for achieving what we have to achieve and for being able to do what we have to do. So let the mind be more and more focused on it. Point 2. Therefore, point 3 in connection with these two is what? Key recognizing, realizing that this spiritual path and life is most sacred, most divine. Recognize it, that it is most sacred, most divine. अत्यंत दिव्य पवित्र है ये आध्यात्मिक जीवन. Right? Let that be recognized. Once we recognize, therefore, naturally have that sense of reverence, respect, sense of feeling of sacredness to this entire Adhyatmikata. That sacredness, that respectfulness, that reverence in the heart has to be always maintained and should not be compromised. You know? The respect, reverence, feeling of sacredness to the Paramatma Tattva, to the Shastras, to our Guru, to our Satsangas, to our sadhanas, most importantly, has to be so beautifully maintained all the time that we are not compromising here for any of the reasons. Wherever we have compromised with our sadhanas, means what? We have not considered it to be sacred at that moment. We have devalued. There, then we fall. So these type of sublime maturities are required. Like yesterday, day before, we are seeing that again Tulasi Ramayana, the story of that Shudra. See that fellow, how blessed he is to be blessed with all the sacrednesses. Instead of recognizing the blessed sacrednesses, he was valuing his own Shudra guna of Ahankara, Shudra guna of Kapata, Shudra guna of the Swarth. Therefore, even though he was blessed with sacredness, yet his inadvertence cost him so much that the Lord who has to bless him for the moksha and higher things, he has invoked from that very Lord the curse, the worst of the curses. Anna, he is a Shudra. Still, getting a guru, is it not sacredness? Should it not be maintained? Blessedness, sacredness. From the Guru getting the Shiva Mantra Upadesha, are they not sacred? Guru has given how to do all this upasana. Is it not sacred? He getting a chance to go to the temple, do the Shiva upasana. Is it not sacred? Is it not blessed? Should he recognize that blessings, that blessedness, that sacredness, or like a Pakka Shudra, should he value his own ego? Remember, wherever we value the divine, we are Brahmana. Wherever we value our own ego and its own selfishnesses, we are Tucha Shudra. Shudra is extremely egoistic and selfish. Technically, याद रख लो. Then, when he is doing that upasana, Guru came. Is it not that blessedness and sacredness that Guru came? Get up, do salutations to him, tell the Guru these things I am doing. Oh, Guru, bless me. Then how beautiful it would have been that the Guru would have recommended the Lord positively. Oh Lord, this boy has taken all these things so positively. Please bless. Everything was blessed there. Everything was sacred for his life from outside as Ishvara Guru Krupa. But in his heart, that was not there. That was evident from the words of that Kagabusindi when he said, I was arrogant, I was kapati, I was dushta, I was duratma. So he was telling, no. So he was remembering all his past. Why he has to narrate that story? Only for you and I. For Garuda also, he felt little egoistic. He felt himself important. Therefore, he forgot the Lord Rama's glory, greatness, sacredness. Then, when he saw Sri Rama being bound by that Meghanatha's Nagapasha, he just missed that reverential, respectful feeling towards Bhagwan. That very moment it was enough for him to fall down from his esteemed, joyful status to be to be with a mind of doubts, despairs, answerlessness, misery. Then he had to come to that seemingly lowest jati, crow. पक्षी जातियों में कौवा बहुत नीच है. But having come to the Nicha Jati crow, he had to, he was supposed to, he was forced to, he was convinced to maintain that highest level of sacredness, respect towards that Kagbusindi, taking him as Guru. Then from him again, the Jnanam was given, whole Ramakatha was given. Again from his mind, those doubts, negativities gone. Again he got re-established in his devotion to Lord Rama. See the story? That feeling of sense of sacredness that fellow has missed, the Kagbosundi. Earlier life may as a Shudra. Therefore, he disrespected the Guru. Then Bhagwan, who had got the power both to bless and curse, now he has cursed him. In the same way, we are as a human sacred. Our Guru, we have him, it's sacred feeling. We are into Adhyatmika Jivana, it is most sacred. We are studying the Upanishads, Baba. इससे दिव्य और क्या हो सकता है बताओ? Do we have that feeling for it? That respect, that reverence, that sacredness feeling. And then whatever understandings we have, it is most precious. Keep it intact, protect it, do not allow it to get neutralized or nullified or compromised for any of the unwanted thoughts of the world, informations of the world, influences of the world. Our sadhana again is most precious. Whatever we are doing, छोटा करो बड़ा करो कुछ भी हो, सारा साधना हमारे लिए इतना महिमान्वित है, दिव्य है, यही हमको आगे ले जाए. With this attitude, even small thing called Lord's name also sufficient to get us into that moksha anubhuti. Therefore, maintain that sacred feeling for all these. है ना? To my own these spiritual blessings, if I don't maintain sacredness,
How do we expect others to value us as a spiritual seeker and have respect for our seekings and sadhanas? Only then they will remain in limits and controls, not to drag us into worldliness for any reason, to disturb us or to cheat us or to trouble us or for their own selfishness. कुछ भी हो, हिम्मत नहीं करेगा कोई मुझे मेरे साधना के प्रति वो आदर है तो, वो दिव्य भावना है तो, ये we have to create. Then when it comes to the practicality, sadhana, the goal is what? All the time we are into the sadhana to reach to the sadhya. That's it. No other thing should occupy my mind. That should be our goal. How can anything further occupy when it is understood? Through the study of Vedanta, so much that other than Paramatma is everything is mithya. Not only that it is mithya, it is the one which is binding. Not only the understanding that it is binding, the more important understanding is it has to be rejected, eliminated from the roots from my bosom. If this is the goal, how can we entertain in anything else other than our sadhana? In this way, one by one, self inspiring thoughts, one by one, self motivating thoughts we have to keep on having from within by our own genius or from any of the outer sources like this. Whenever we get, make receive them, make use of them either by my own choice, I am fully involved in sadhana, or from somebody's inspiration or inspiration given by somebody I am in doing in sadhana. Other than these two, we are not giving chance to ourselves or to anybody to pull us away from this most sacred, auspicious chamber of Bhagavad Darshana, Paramatma Anubhuti, Moksha Anubhuti. This is how our attitude should be. This is how our feeling should be. And accordingly, this is how our whole day's schedule should be. And in that scheduling, we must be thorough in understanding, we must be ruthless while implementing. Where whatever we need to, we should avoid, we must be able to avoid, whether they are things or beings or activities or project. And whatever have to be taken up, whatever it costs, pay that cost and then do those things. In this way, we have to help ourselves. So, otherwise, who else is there? Who else can do and who have the jarurat to help us, our capacity to help us? Can your wife who's not coming to class or husband, can they help you in your sadhana? Can your children who are never into spirituality, what do they know about it? All your other relatives, they may help you. Very good, thank you. In the worldliness. But in our own spiritual knowledges, understandings, convictions, commitments, consistencies, अरे उनको they can't. वो तो try to drag us only to their way of life. Not deliberately or wantingly, but that's how their life is. For them, that is sacred. For a doctor, being a doctor is sacred. Good. For engineer, being an engineer is sacred. Good. For every one of them, their professions are sacred. For them, having bhoga is sacred. For them, watching TV is sacred. वो लोग उसको वैल्यू करते हैं, उनका दिमाग वहीं तक है, so they try to pull us also towards that. उनको, but we have studied Shastra, we are understanding the sublime truth. So it is for us, it is in our interest, in our responsibility that we are not going to compromise with any of these things for any reason at any time. Then only the settlement in our mind happens, which can be started to apply for the sadhanas. And consistently for long, long time, when the sadhanas are done, then only the siddhis will come. Right? Now, while inspiring us for the sadhana, lots of the tips we can note down, we can use them, we can be creative, we can be genius to invent newer and newer ideas, newer and newer thoughts. Every thought, every idea which puts us in our sadhana at that very moment is the greatest and highest thought for us. It's working for me. You need not discuss it with others. Other may belittle it, or they may laugh at your idea. Like I am doing this Vedic chanting for 8-10 minutes. So some of the people, the so-called great Mahatmas, are also they may laugh at it. अरे काय को 10 मिनट लोगों का वेस्ट कर रहे हो वैदिक चैंटिंग करके. But for me it is very sacred because I know through this chanting how much I am expressing my gratitude to my Shruti Mata, my Rishi Parampara. And by every day's chanting, how these mantras are becoming familiar to chant and how slowly the meaning starts revealed. That is the way I am convinced about. For me, it is sacred. It may not be for others. Isn't it? In this way, find our own ideas by which we inspire ourselves, not the other way. Every moment continuously, fully inspired, fully engaged in sadhana, and doing it with full conviction and joy. And naturally, with the perfection of all performances, invoking all the inner abilities, whatever that are there, any of the outer helps if they are required. So, one or two thoughts, simple ones, like that what? If people who are younger than us in age, they are also doing such a great sadhana than me. How cannot I do? One idea I'm just telling. It may work for some people. मेरे से छोटे लोग साधना कर पा रहे, मैं क्यों नहीं कर रहा हूं? चलो मैं करूंगा. This is an idea. So too, people who are less moneyed, less rich than me, they themselves are doing sadhanas. मेरे को all the richness, comforts are there. Why I can't do? See that comparison is to inspire ourselves. It's a good comparison, isn't it? So too, the people who are less educated than me, they are doing sadhana. मेरे को क्या है? I am more educated, more qualified. How when they can do, I cannot do? In the same way, people who are less privileged than me in many, many aspects, whichever they are so intensely involved in their Guru Bhakti, in their Shastra Shravana Dhenam, and in their daily committed sadhana. मैं क्यों नहीं कर रहा हूं? So, in life in general, comparison is not allowed. But here we are not comparing, but we are collecting the data, using it for our own inspiration, isn't it? So we are age wise also more than them. We are comfortable wise also more than them. We are education wise also more than them. We are more privileged also in how so many of the aspects. And health wise also, people with so many physiological problems, difficulties going through them, how much hardships they are going through, or work they are doing, or sadhana they are doing. मेरे को क्या है मैं तो टू ग्रेट एक्सटेंट आई एम वेल ओके छोटे मोटे इधर उधर होते होंगे बट अदरवाइज आई एम साउंड आई एम फिट आंख देख रहा है कान सुन रहा है पाँव चल रहा है दिमाग अभी है सो व्हेन इक्विपमेंट्स आर गुड हेल्दी व्हाई कांट आई डू साधना people less healthy than me they are doing sadhana people with less conveniences they are doing sadhana if they can do I can't so look out to those people observe them and see and one of the interesting things many people who are less intelligent than us less mature than us. We all have this notion that we are intelligent than others. And to them, Lord makes them get married, and then wife will prove that you can't be. Only after 50 years, then he understands, yes, I was never intelligent. If yes, I would have not married her. So, in this way, we think we are intelligent than us. It's only in thinking we have. But intelligence is not in thinking, no, it's practical. The practical intelligence is what? The most precious, auspicious human life. Every moment of it should be utilized for the highest of the purposes. इसको intelligence कहते हैं ना? What value this intelligence if I am succeeding in the life, failing in spirituality? I am earning lot of money, but not earning Bhagavad Guru Krupa or Shastra Jnanam. I am becoming famous in the world of Bhautikavadins and materialistic people, and I am not famous or even recognized also in the community of sadhakas. What for all that intelligence we have? What for all that abilities we have? बताओ ऐसे है ये इम्पोर्टेंट है कि वो किसके लिए यूज कर रहे हैं इंपॉर्टेंट है। थिंक एबिलिटीज है वो इंपॉर्टेंट है कि व्हाट फॉर दे आर यूटिलाइज्ड, विच इज इंपॉर्टेंट. Minimum we may have, but if we use it for the best of the purposes, that is more intelligence than having so much but utilizing it for wrong purposes. So we are more intelligent than many. So why cannot use that intelligence for this sadhana? In this way, bring any of the thoughts which brings us out of our slumber, out of our stupor, which brings us out of our excuses, out of our own justifications of not doing sadhana or justifications of being worldly. ये सारे जो हमारे अंत शत्रुओं को हराने वाले जो कोई भी वृत्ति विचार थॉट है, from whichever the source it comes outside or by our own genius, that is essential, that's required. That's how all the time I think, where do I stand? I understand what I am doing, and I think and take some examples and know and decide what to do and keep doing it. As we started our first thought today, it should start right away. Today is the beautiful day, the auspicious Ekadashi. आज से शुरू, कल से चतुर्मास दीक्षा for 4 months. If all these thoughts are there behind in the background, then well, if you can plan from tomorrow our schedule, these 4 months I am totally dedicated to my sadhana. ये डंडोरा पीट के किसी को नहीं कहना. It is one's own decision, one's own planning, and slowly in a week's time, fully settled in the due sadhana which we have decided to do, and then see who can stop us if we use our intelligence resources in this way positively for our own growth, spiritual growth, isn't it? See that beautiful two thoughts of Bhagavatam, how many thousands of times we repeated them. What was that? Tasmat kenapi upayena manaha krishne niveshayet. Kenapi upayena, by any of the upayas, ideas, plans, thoughts, intelligences, manaha, mind is to be uh, krishne niveshayet, has to be invested or put in Paramatma. Kenapi upayena mana krishne niveshayet. What the mind does? By all the upayas, he tries to take our mind away from Krishna and put it in the Nikrushta Jagat. An intelligent man, if he is intelligent, he should do the other way around. Kenapi upayana, by all the upayas, means in small or big, whatever it is, mind is being engaged in Paramatma Anveshana. Same way again in another place it is said, Yena kena prakarena harihi smartavyaha. येन केन प्रकारेण, कैसा तुमको संभव होगा वो तुम देख लो, लेकिन उसको संभव बनाओ. हरिस्मरण, हरिस्मरण मीन्स our spiritual shastra adhyanam, our introvertedness, our all sadhanas that we are talking about. Bhagavan gave full freedom, kena upayana, regarding the upaya, but he has not given freedom regarding mana krishna niveshet. Shukadevji, you have no choice from our guru and shastra standpoint that we have to be engaged in sadhana. To engage in that, in which way you pull yourself, in which way you equip yourself, in which way you inspire yourself, full freedom to you. Kenapi upayena, yena kena prakarena. Isn't it? So that should be our attitude. And every moment be in that struggle till we are fully established in the perfect sadhana to be done, which should give us the quick result and perfect result, till we establish in that this continuous assessment, continuous analysis, continuous of understandings, continuously rechecking ourselves, rescheduling ourselves, resetting ourselves, restarting ourselves. These have to be relentlessly to be done. This being active, dynamic, this way is much more better than waiting for some time to come, waiting for somebody to come and they do something and something will happen. So, our own self deceptions. Nobody will come, nothing will happen, nothing in the outer world changes. Mind you, for our sadhana. सब बकवास. अगर है तो तब देखेंगे, फिलहाल क्या कर रहा हूं. With our purushartha abilities, what we are doing in the present, that's what matters. That's what counts. And the sense of urgencies. Already we are so much aged. How many years we are going to live? How can we afford to waste any of the moments there? These are the, again another track of thoughts which will create that sense of urgency in us and let us. And while all that is being done, two things remember. One, the things that come from the outside to distract, disturb us, you must have the art of negotiating with them without creating any scar or dent to our sadhana. Second is in our own abilities and capacities and their limitations. है ना, जैसे मैं बहुत बहुत करना और पाना चाहता हूँ, but right now if you don't have ability capacity, I must know my limitations and I keep on increasing my abilities, etc. So keep on increasing abilities and work according to those abilities inside. Outside, again strengthen yourself with wisdom, like we said yesterday before, how to negotiate quickly with the outer situations and turn again back towards our sadhana. Each of these things are to be mastered fully. So Siddhanta Jnana is given by the Upanishadic Shastras. The entire sadhana management things are told to us through this Gita, this Ramayana, this Bhagavatas, Purana. पुराण सारे कथाओं के द्वारा हमारे मुख्य लक्ष्य को पाने के लिए अपने आप को कैसे मेंटेन मैनेज करना है वो सारे सिखाते हैं. To the example of various stories. And we're so lucky to study this उत्तराखंड तुलसी रामायण. हियर भगवान को तो पूरा बता चुके भगवान के बारे में. नाउ द गुरु एंड शिष्य एंड देयर एटीट्यूड्स, देयर इंटेंशंस, देयर रिलेशंस, ये सारे हमको सिखा. सो टू इन स्कंद पुराण, द उपासना एस्पेक्ट्स, ब्यूटीफुल इट इज. So therefore today's main thought we focused on is maintaining the sacredness of our being spiritual sadhaka and giving that respectful reverential value to all our sadhanas. Then by using all our intelligences, seeing to it that we are engaged in sadhana all the time in a best manner till the goal is reached. No compromise in this regard, no justification of doing something else and missing these things and not giving undue value to anything else. Never allow oneself to become kamzor, buzdil. No means no. Remember, whatever the forces, sources, don't ask the reason. They try to pull us down. Mainly our own inner mind. It will take us towards the bhoga, it will take us towards the laziness. It brings all its sentiments and emotions. You understand? To see to it that we are defeated. Like there are some people highly egoistic. They dominate all, and most of the time they're right also. Sometimes when they are not right, when they are wrong, that is found by somebody else. When they find it out, that fellow suddenly from his intellectual ego standpoint comes to the sentiment standpoint, and from sentiment standpoint he'll try again to defeat us. Like the elders at home they do. When they try to tell them what they are doing is wrong, then they bring the sentiment, अरे अपने दादाजी को तुम पाठ सिखाते हो. That becomes sentiment. अरे तो दादा हो तो दादी को क्या फर्क पड़ता है, you are doing wrong. But he will not accept it. He will defend it by sentiment. I'm giving an example. That doesn't mean to go and teach दादाजी. है ना, इतने जीवन जिया मैंने तुमसे सीखने के लिए. है ना, like Ravana used that when Hanumanji was teaching him कि मिला ही हमारा बड़ा बड़ा कपि गुरु बड़ा ज्ञानी हमारा, हमें बड़े ज्ञानी कपि वानरा I got as a guru. He was using that sentiment and not listening that knowledge given by Hanumanji for his own interest. So we become sentimental fools to cheat ourselves. We become egoistic sometimes to cheat ourselves. By misusing our own intelligence, also we cheat ourselves. And we cheating ourselves is equal to not doing sadhana any moment. If I am not doing sadhana one moment, I have cheated myself. Bas, this is the parameter. This is the way to look at it. So in that way, continuous, constant, regular, relentless, when we are into it, then only we can establish in sadhana. अरे भाई करे कब साधना पहुंचे कब उस लक्ष्य को then when will we extend our gratitudes to those rishis and the Sanatan Dharma, and when will we start ourselves taking initiative to serve the whole world, to serve the Sanatan Dharma? अरे हम खुद ही अटके हुए हैं भटके हुए हैं, then when can we become helpful assets? Like if the people like Puja Gurudev and all, if they have not taken conscious initiative every moment to pour out all their abilities in sustaining this glorious Sanatan Dharma and Adhyatmikata, would it have reached us? We would have never got that. Then should we not go to that level of serving continuously the Dharma? फॉर दैट पहले हमको अपना लक्ष्य पाना है, उसके लिए खुद को हमें साधना करनी है, उसके लिए ऑल दैट व्हाट वी हैव डिस्कस सो फार. Quickly I have to reach you, O Lord, then I become an instrument in your hands. Now you work through me in serving the world. ये है सबसे sacred attitude. Anything which dull makes dull this thought, weakens this thought, is a shatru in our life. Think. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you for your patient listening. From tomorrow, Chaturmasa, just commit whatever sadhanas you want to do. If we all need to stay, if we were to stay in any ashram together, we could have planned something. But I don't know who visit these classes, who come and who have value, respect. So therefore, I also don't take initiative. But otherwise, it's in my mind. If not this year, at least next year. If not all 4 months, at least the first 15 days and last 15 days of the Chaturmasa, somewhere we can assemble, and throughout the day we can try to engage in sadhana. First 15 days we'll train ourselves by being together at one place. Remaining 2.5 months or 3 months, you are given freedom to do it at home. And again, last 15 days, again we'll just refresh ourselves. है ना, फिर जप करेंगे, ध्यान करेंगे, वेदांत श्रवण करेंगे, उपासना करेंगे, ऐसा हो सकता. Or if somebody is doing that way, Chaturmasa Diksha, you have time, you go. If it's a chance. Okay? Think about it. Om, 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 Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahano Vunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम यैरिमे गुरुवे पूर्वं बलवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं. शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानां ओम जगतीमवितुं कलिताकृतयो ओम ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषदोक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मुक्तिप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वध्यात्मिकप्रगत्यर्थं सनातनधर्म संस्थापकानां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि समस्त मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुघ्न निर्मूलन पूर्वक वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृतेः धर्म मोक्ष पुरुषार्थाणां भारतवर्षे विश्वे च सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं शाश्वतरूपेण अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रतिभक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्मसाफल्यार्थमनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये कृष्ण चतुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. So we have chanted yesterday 11 and 12. Now 13th, 14th, 15th. तीन मंत्र पढ़ो. ओम नित्यो नित्यानां चेतनश्चेतनानां एको बहूनां यो विदधाति कामान् तत्कारणं साङ्ख्ययोगाधिगम्यं ज्ञात्वा देवं मुच्यते सर्वपाशैः न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति एकोऽहं सः भुवनस्यास्य मध्ये स एवाग्निः सलिले सन्निविष्टः तमेव विदित्वा अतिमृत्युमेति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते स देवो विश्वकर्मा महात्मा सदा जनानां हृदये सन्निविष्टः हृदा मनीषा मनसाभिक्लुप्तः य एतद्विदुः अमृताः ते भवन्ति. If little of Sanskrit knowledge, व्यवहार तक का भी, शास्त्र तक का भी, if you know the completeness, the beauty, the sacredness of this mantra, we can understand and we can feel. We can see the kindness of the rishis. So, Eshaha Devaha. Okay. Who is he? Vishwakarma. Who is he? Mahatma. Where is he? Where is he? Jananam Hridaye Sannivishtaha. When? Sada. What we have to do? Abhikriptaha. Realize him. What is the sadhana for that? Hruda, Manasa, Hruda, Manisha and Manasa. So with these three sadhanas of Hruda, Manisha, Manasa, when we realize him, Abhikriptaha, when you are darshan of him, what is the result? Ya etad viduhu, whoever have identified themselves with this Paramatma, they amritaha bhavanti. They become immortal. They become eternal. They rise above the Janma Jara Roga Mrityu Adi, entire dukkha, and to remove that dukkha, whatever definitely failing activities we do, they are all called as samsara. From all of that we are freed. याद रखो एक शब्द यूज किया अमृता भवन्ति, you should add all of that. We become eternal, immortal, freed from birth, death, etc. All the bondages will go away, all the miseries will go away. That total liberation comes. That's how we have to mean. When somewhere it is said sarvasya muchyate, you have to add all the things. When it is said here amrita bhavanti, that means that highest experience we gain, that we have to say. Don't limit understanding to only the literal meaning of that word. Because every time, every word a guru cannot write in every of the text. अमृता भवंती मतलब बाकी सारे आपको समझ रहे हैं. Like तुम नरक में जाओगे, नरक में so many narakas, so many difficulties, dukhas will come. Pashu yoni में जाओगे मतलब any of the pashu yoni will come. Details are not given, idea is given, that's it. You should understand. So here also, amrita bhavanti means we become free from janma jara roga mrityadi vikaras, which are the dukkha givers. And to remove that dukkha, whatever outside we do is samsara, because samsara is all effort and no happiness. There may be some pleasure, that's also endowed with all fears and efforts. That's all called samsara. Okay, now the literal meaning explained. Esha Devaha Vishwakarma Mahatma Sada Jananam Hridaye Sannivishtaha. Then Hruda Manisha Manasa Abhikluptaha Ye Etad Viduho Te Amrutaha Bhavanti. Whoever know this state of being in himself, in themselves as themselves, they become Amrutaha, Amara Dharmaha Taha. So, one by one, half of it we saw yesterday. Eshaha iti. Please listen to the bhashya of this mantra. Please, Guru, please start kijiye. We are ready to listen. First, Eshaha means Prakritaha. The Lord, who should be the Prakrita, the subject of our discussion throughout life. Prakrita is in this text, literal meaning, जिनके बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं. In general, Prakrita meaning is what? Other than Paramatma, there should be no aspect in our context. फिलहाल तुम क्या कर रहे हो, कोई पूछते हैं, हाँ मैं मस्करी कर रहा हूँ। नो, प्रकृतः आई एम इन परमात्मा सर्च ओनली। कोई आपको रात को 12 बजे भी फोन करे, डोंट टेल अब भी मैं फ्रिज का खाना निकाल के खा रहा हूँ। एनी टाइम somebody calls you or visits you, they should find you. That प्रकृतः प्रेजेंटली आप क्या कर रहे हैं, आई एम एंगेज इन माई साधन, हमेशा। नॉट somebody asks means it's an example for ourselves. What is सुबह 4 बजे आप क्या कर रहे थे, मैं परमात्मा का ध्यान। अरे आपको मैंने 2 बार को फोन किया था, आपने फुल फोन उठाए नहीं, क्या कर रहे थे, तो आई वॉज जस्ट स्टडीइंग माई उपनिषद। अच्छा 3 बजे आप क्या करते हो, तो आई जस्ट रिफ्रेश व्हाट इज taught इन आवर मॉर्निंग क्लास। अच्छा आप इसके लिए और कुछ नहीं करते हो, इसके अलावा नहीं करता हूँ मैं। सो थ्रू आउट द डे व्हाट आर यू एंगेज्ड इन परमात्मा तत्व ओनली। एंड व्हाट आर यू डूइंग, बस आई गो ऑन डिस्टर्बिंग एवरीबॉडी द अदर फेलो। आई लव दिस वर्ड प्रकृतः, है कि नहीं? जैसे यू आस्क सम पीपल से व्हाट आर यू डूइंग राइट नाउ, नाउ आई गॉट माय चिल्ड्रन मैरिड, दे फ्लू अवे टू न्यूजीलैंड, इंग्लैंड, फिनलैंड, हॉलैंड, नीदरलैंड, इन एवरी लैंड एक्सेप्ट मदरलैंड, है ना? Now what are you thinking? And just thinking I also go and trouble them, because how can they be happy? Why? People have their own prakrita topics. For you and I, today on this Ekadashi day, let us take home this valuable, precious thought that every time, in which context we are living, in which topic we are engaged in, is only the spiritual sadhana. Full busy in that. अब देखो, the great Mahatma Gurudev, सुबह 3 बजे उठकर he is in his yoga, a variety of sadhanas, then the classes, then writing the books, writing the articles, then organizing the meetings, inspiring the people. You see, all the time is prakrita in that. You don't see that मेरा ये काम 10 मिनट का था, हो गया, अभी मैं टीवी देख सकता हूँ या मैं सिनेमा देख सकता हूँ, ऐसा नहीं होता उनको। दे आर नॉट दैट वे। दिस लक्षण ऑफ दिस सूडो साधका 100% संसारी, जो कहते हैं चल हो गया सुबह का क्लास फॉर्मेलिटी, नाउ लेट मी एंगेज इन फाइटिंग विद द नाइबर्स। नो, दैट इज नॉट प्रकृतः। The Paramatma alone should be in our context. Okay, now come to the context topic. Eshaha Prakritah Devaha Dyotanatmakaha. Up to this is understood, is of the nature of Prakasha. Vishwakarma. Karma means object on which the action falls. Vishwakarma is, Vishwa is the object on which the action falls. What is the action fallen on the Vishwa? That the Vishwa is project. So he himself, with his own Maya Shakti, on himself, he has projected the object called as Vishwa. That's the meaning of Vishwa Karma. So, Mahadadi Vishwam Karma Kriyate iti karma Maya Veshat Vishwarupam Karyam Asya iti Vishwa Karma. So, he, with his Maya, which is a Karana, he has projected the Karya, which is Vishwa, which is starting from Mahat Tattva, etc. So, both ways you can take. He is the one who has the karta of doing the karma of creating the Vishwa. Second is what? Vishwa itself is the karma which he has projected on himself with Maya Shakti. Both are same. Way of looking different. So, Esha Devaha Vishwakarma. Vishwakarma mein Paramatma is the one with his own Maya Shakti now projected that karma, the creation. Or he himself expressing as creation through his own Maya Shakti. Third one is Mahatma. So what is the Mahatma? Two words broken. Mahanscha so Atma cha. Okay? Very beautiful word, no? These are the words when we learn to engage in contemplating them, that leads us to the deeper, subtler understandings. See the two ways the word is explained. Mahanscha so Atma cha. Mahan means what? He is greater than greatest in all aspects. All aspects. सब में वही ग्रेट है, महान। सो शक्ति में महान वही है, साइज में महान वही है, ज्ञान में महान वही है, Mahan means greater. And such he who is Mahan, greater than greatest in every aspect, he is present in everything as what? Its own Atma. Therefore, Mahanascha asav Atmacha. Mahatma. है Like in the Vyavahara also, if you call somebody as Mahatma, why do we call them Mahatma? In one aspect, his Atma individuality has become little greater. So he is a very great charitable person. So Mahatma, and in with regard to charity, or he is highly qualified. He has done 3 PhDs. Oh, so much time he could manage to do the study. Yeah, so that way is Mahatma. And this fellow, 16 hours he sits in the chamber to take care of the patients. This he is doing from last 30 years. Mahatma, yaar. So too, if you see our prime ministers, relentlessly engaged. Mahatma, going on traveling, talking. Only one thing: the India and humanity. India and humanity. Their safety, security. What a relentless work, Baba. एक दिन भी छुट्टी नहीं, एक दिन भी time pass, relaxation नहीं, एक दिन में you can't even see that that feeling of sacredness towards the country, the respect and reverence to that job is compromised even for a moment. See that thought that day we saw, na, 7 8 days back, after that summit G7 or G10, when the Trump asked, अब कनाडा तक आए हो, अमेरिका आके जाओ. He said, I humbly request rejected it because I had to come to Jagannath ji. Orissa में meeting, See, कोई अमेरिका प्रेसिडेंट बुलाते हैं तो दौड़ कर जाते हैं. That fellow never gives appointment to anyone. For whatever reason, arrogance, वो चलेगा कुछ दिन, कोई permanent नहीं. Anyway, that's not our job. But the feeling for the country, continuously engaged. I have seen Puja Gurudev like this. We have seen him. People who are Mahatmas in this way. So here also, this Paramatma is Mahan and Atma. He is greater than greatest in every aspect and he is the self of everybody. यहाँ का डेफिनेशन ये है. बाहर का महात्मा क्यों कहते हैं? बाय द वे, हमने जस्ट अभी शेयर किया. महात्मा, हार्ड वर्कर, लाइक दैट. तो महानश्च असौ आत्मा च. What do you infer by this definition of Mahan, greater than the greatest, and Atma, the self of all? The conclusion of these two is सर्वव्यापी इति अर्थः. तो महान और आत्मा, महात्मा, इस शब्द को सर्वव्यापी रूपी अर्थ में आप समझो. दिस कॉल्ड भाष्य. So Esha Devaha Vishwakarma Mahatma. Then next one, beautiful. Sada, always, Jananam, of all the beings, Hridaye, in the heart, Samyak Nimishtaha, fully stationed there. This is a meaning. What Bhashyakara says? Sada means Sarvada. Janana means all the beings. Hridaye, Parame Vyomni. Hridaye, Parame Vyomni. What is Hridaya? Parama Vyoma means Supreme Akasha. To explain it, yesterday we took all the time. About among the three Akashas, that is the Supreme Akasha, the Hridaya Akasha. The first Akasha is the Sthula Bhuta Akasha, in which the Sthula beings are there. Second is the Sukshma Chitta Akasha, in which the objects that are hanging are Chitta Vrittis Sukshma, they are all. Then comes the third one, pure Chidakash. Chittakasham, Chidakash. In the Chidakasha, there is Chittakash. In the Chittakasha, there is Bhutakash. Bhutakasha, the beings are there in it. Chittakasha, the Vrittis are there. And as the definition goes by, the Akasha permeates everything. Like the Bhutakasha, not only supporting all beings, but permeating every nook and corner of that being. लाइक आकाश में भूमि है और भूमि के कण कण में आकाश है. भूताकाश. In this way, if you become subtler understanding, in the Chidakasha, everything is there. and that Chidakasha is there in everything. And yet, to recognize it, the point of attention is our own Hrudaya. Therefore, Hrudaye, Sada, always, Jananam of all beings, Hrudaye means Parame Vyomni, in that Supreme Akasha. Okay? Hrudakashe Sannivishtaha. Now, he is there. We always ask question, in what way is there for us to recognize? Like, he is there in the station, railway, waiting for you. If somebody says, "Ki, you go and receive him," he'll be there in a. We ask the details कि कौन सा कपड़ा पहनेंगे या क्या हाथ में पकड़ेंगे वगैरह होता है. Nowadays it has become more sophisticated that through cell phone we video calling you can just tell कि मैं इधर हूँ उधर हूँ आ जाओ 2 मिनट की बात. But generally we ask कि कैसे उनको recognize करें, isn't it? Then he is told he is little fat and it is grayish color, more gray type, sorry, brownish color more than the whitish. So like that we give. Yeah, also if Paramatma is Samyak Nimishtaha, very well staying and available for all of us to recognize in the Hridaya Akasha, which is Paramavyoma, in what way he is there to be recognized? A beautiful explanation with an example. What is the example here? कि हृदयाकाशे हृदयाकाशे जलादि उपादिषु सूर्य प्रतिबिंबवत निविष्टः. इसको अंडरलाइन करो, 1 मिनट इस पे ध्यान दो. सो जलादि उपादिषु सूर्य प्रतिबिंबवत. Adi means either it is Jala Upadhi or it is the mirror Upadhi. In the water and in mirror, the Surya Pratibimba happens. In the same way, in the Hridaya Akasha, in what way the Paramatma is there? As the Surya Pratibimba. Surya is Paramatma only. But available in the heart as what? Pratibimba. That Pratibimba is called Chidakash. Sorry, Chidabhasa. Sorry. That Chidabhasa is what we have to reach to. The expression of Chidabhasa always is I-ness and knowingness. That's why if we can understand where the knowing is happening, if we can understand where I is happening, where the knowing is happening, we recognize, we reach to Chidabhasa. Knowing. So, consciousness in the Hridaya expresses as knowingness. For us to recognize that knowing ability, each with each of the upadhi, becomes different. Like with buddhi, it is called jnata. With mind, is called manta. With the eye, he is called as drashta. With the ears, is called as shrota. So this drashta, shrota, manta, vijnata, ये सब through those corresponding upadhis. Then what is the state of that being without the upadhi? That is called a chidavasa. In the chidavasa rupena, he is there available at the hridaya for us to recognize, for us to focus our attention. Attention is on this jnata, drashta, shrota, manta. Be attentive to see that jnata, drashta, shrota, manta. Should we not give up the instruments? With the instrument, I am becoming jnata. My job is not to know after becoming jnata. I want to know who is that who is becoming jnata. Through the buddhi. Manta through the ज्ञाता मंता को हमें नहीं जानना. ज्ञाता मंता कौन बन रहा है? बुद्धि के द्वारा ज्ञाता कौन बन रहा है? मन के द्वारा मंता who is becoming? For me to attend to him, should I not give up becoming jnata and manta? For that, should I not transcend the buddhi and the mana? And buddhi and mana are engaged in the world. Should I not withdraw from the outer world? So withdrawing from the outer world, rejecting to become the jnata and manta, etc. Therefore, rejecting the upadhis of jnana, the buddhi, manta, the manana, then we'll be able to focus who was appearing as jnata through buddhi, manta, through mind. He is called Siddhavasa. On him we have to focus for meditation. When we focus on him, we try to reach to him, then we discover That chid abhasa bhi zarurat nahi hai wahan. What is there is Purna Chit Swarupa. When that is realized, then we realize him not only is there in Hridaya, but he alone is there everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. There is no thing other than him. After realizing him there in the heart. So, Sada Jananam Hridaye Jaladi Upadisho Surya Pratibimbavat Nivishtaha. So, Paramatma is there in us as Chidavasa, expressing as Jnata Manta Ityadi in our heart. To focus on him to realize. Sada Jananam Hridaye Sannivishtaha. Sannivishtaha means Samyak Nivishtaha means Samyak Avastitaha iti etat. Very fully he is seated there as if waiting for us to recognize him. Okay. So, who is God? It is said. In what way he is available? He is said. Where is he available? He is said. Then how to realize him has to be told. When we realize him, what is the benefit? These two things have to be spoken. That is what third and fourth line. First line spoke about the Paramatma's Lakshanas. Eshaha Devaha Vishwakarma Mahatma. Second, where he is available and as what? Sada Jananam Hridaye Sannivishtaha. And in what way is available? Bhagavan Shankara helped us with his Bhashya, Jaladi, Upadeshu, Suryadi, Pratibimbavat. He is available in the heart. We explained that as what? As a Chidavasa, he is there. So, where is he there? What is his nature? Told. Now, how to realize him? Hrida, Manisha, Manasa. These are the three sadhanas. Recognize him is called as Avikluptaha. Falashruti. Ya etad viduhu. In this way, those who engage and discover the self in them, then they are no more identified with the mortal upadhis. In the mortal upadhis only there is mrityu ityadi. In the pure Paramatma, it's not there. Therefore, amrita bhavanti. Ye etad viduhu te amrita bhavanti. Now, this portion, kisa eva sakshi rupena hrida harane iti smaranat harati iti hrit tena hrida neti neti iti nisheda upadeshena. So Hruda means Sakshi Bhava Sadhana. Tomorrow we'll talk about it. Second is Manisha, means I am Purushartaha, I am Apurushartaha, I am Atma, I am Anamatma. Iti etaya viveka buddhya. So Hruda means the Sakshi Bhava, Manisha means Viveka Buddhi. What is Manasa? Vichara Sadhya Ekatva Jnanena. Manasa means Jnana. Which Jnana? Ekatva. How it is obtained? Only through Vichara. Manasa. That's why Manasaivedamaptavyam in some other Upanishads it is said. Then in the Mandukya Upanishad also we see that the mind becomes that. That is what is said. That is the condition where we say the mind has realized the Brahman. So these three words, Radha, Sakshi Bhava, Manisha, Atmanatmad Viveka, Manasa, Ekatva Jnana. Through these three, Manasa, Vichara Sadha Ekatva Jnanena, Avikluptaha. Aviklupta is Prakashitaha. He is to be realized that. When we realize him, how is he realized as? Akhanda Ekarasattvena Abhivyakta Ityata. Iti etat. Akhanda Ekarasatvena. Akhanda, unbroken, Eka, one without second, Rasa, Ananda Stupa, he is realized there. Then when he realized, Yayatad Vidho, Te Amrita Bhavanti, they become immortal. That will be in the next pair. So these words of Hruda, Manisha, Manasa, Vikluptaha, Etad Vidramataste Bhavanti. Once more, we will consciously, pausingly, slowly, we will take the help of Bhashya to study once more tomorrow. So these mantras are important. So patiently we have to take out the what do you call the antarartha from it. You know, like how do you take out the ishika, the grass from the munja, or how do you take out the rice from the paddy, और बादाम कैसे निकालते हो अखरोट कैसे निकालते हो छिलके से विदाउट ब्रेकिंग द इनर फ्रूट? है ना, यू कांट टेक बादाम एंड मारो हथौड़े से, फिर अंदर का सब टूटेगा, है ना. इफ एवरी डे द 800 billion population, whatever the number, in average consuming so much of the badam or mungfali, how carefully they are taken out of their shell or छिलका. इमेजिन करो कि आपके घर में भी फिलहाल ये सब मिलकर 5 किलो तो होंगे, मूंगफली का हो, चना का हो, जो भी छिलके से निकाल के रखा है, साबुत वाले. How it is being done? Like that, so many houses. So the process of carefully separating the inner consumable good from the outer is happening in the world outside. It's an example. Don't take it serious. It's not Vedanta. It's only to convey in the same way from these shlokas, we have to call out the meaning for our sadhana. And in the sadhana, in our own heart, we have to call out the essence, the self, and experience it. That's why the word rasa is used here. कल इस पे हम ध्यान देते हैं. थैंक यू. ओम 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 पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदम पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Once more reminder, enjoy your sadhanas from tomorrow in your Chaturmasa Dikshas. Thank you, friends. Now join for our Hindi class on Bhagavad Gita. Mhm. Why it's not gone? Yeah, come back our Hindi class.